Too right. Matt Canavan, last night the Prime Minister met Chinese President Xi Jinping. It's the first meeting that Xi has granted to an Australian Prime Minister in 6 years. He's put us in the deep freeze in the meantime. Now, this is supposed to lead to China dropping its trade bans on us. But China's official broadcaster, CCTV, is today reporting that Xi told Albanese in private last night that if we do want better ties with China, it is hoped that the Australian side will provide a good business environment for Chinese enterprises to invest and operate in Australia. They've actually got bans on our trade, but they want easier access to theirs. That's not so promising, is it?
It's not, Andrew, and I don't know if we're getting the full story from the Australian side of these discussions. I think it's extremely unfortunate in the last few months that Anthony Albanese and the Australian Labor Party have tried to weaponise our nation's foreign policy. They've done that with the US by somehow suggesting that the coalition's position on climate change jeopardise the relationship, our most important relationship with the United States. And they're surreptitiously doing it here with China, briefing out and suggesting that somehow if Scott Morrison was Prime Minister, we wouldn't have this meeting. We've got to remember the history here. The history here is the reason the Chinese Communist Party is angry with us is not because of Scott Morrison, not because of the coalition. It was because we as a country took the right and proper decision, the courageous decision, to say no to Huawei building our 5G network, to say no to China having untrammelled access to our foreign investment markets, and say no to Chinese influence in our politics. That's why the Chinese Communist Party is upset with us. And it's very clear from the briefings from the Chinese side that they expect Anthony Albanese and the Labor Party to give ground on those matters if there is to be progress in these relationships. So as I say, I think Anthony Albanese and the Australian Labor Party has to be much more transparent with the Australian people about what exactly they are discussing with the Chinese government, and are they at all contemplating weakening those very strong and bipartisan supported measures that we put in place to protect our national interest in the last decade. They have form here. Penny Wong opposed the changes in the foreign investment thresholds that we put up at the time, and again at the election they didn't oppose that. They notionally support those changes now, the Labor Party, but they've got to be more upfront with us here because, as I say, they're trying to politicise foreign policy and it's not very pretty.
Matt Canavan, thank you so much for your time.